absurd to bring people to you. And I'm proof of that. That's what he does. So when you look at kind of the mission of the church, the idea here is that we become a launching pad, right? We come, we gather, we get encouraged, we're reminded, and then we leave encouraged in the gospel with it on the forefront of our hearts and minds and tongue, and with a desire to serve wherever we find ourselves. We live the gospel out through silly things like movie nights and caring for our community, and we proclaim the gospel through the word, through being biblical, through being Christ-centered. That's our job. Some will come and they'll say, man, I have a heart for this, and we'll go as a church. Awesome. We want to launch you. That's the mission of the church. The other thing I found interesting here is it says beginning in Jerusalem. You realize that he wanted them to reach their own city first. And I think there's some strategy here. I think that it's hard to say that we as a church of the Well are going to impact a larger culture when we can't even impact the one we live in. Right? I mean, one of the things that we're constantly trying to do, Church of the Well has been here 5 years, and we're small. Man, you want to talk about transient church? People are coming and going out of here quick. Like, we've basically come to the realization that, man, we've got people for a year, because then they're out. And so what are we going to do with people for a year? What we're longing for is for people to buy into the vision and go, we want to be a part of this. And we want to reach East Boston. And we want to reach Renthorpe. And we want to reach the city of Boston. As people kind of gather that heart and it grows, there's going to be more influence. But it's hard. It's hard to fathom impacting the world when you can't impact your local community. And I think that seems logical. Well, what influence do you gain worldwide if you can't reach your neighbor? Now, I'm not saying, I mean, God's sovereign. We've already talked about this. And he can reach whoever he wants through this church. And believe it or not, we've actually reached people from other cultures from here. It's cool. But right now, what's our Jerusalem? Boston. That's what we need to be focusing on. That's what we need people on board with. That's the mission. Imagine this. Imagine Church at the Well and other gospel-believing churches rallying together to see actually the city of Boston becoming a launching pad for mission work all over the globe. You want to talk about change? Wow. Because we launch a lot of things out of Boston, but it's not the gospel. We impact an entire nation from here, but it's not gospel focused. Imagine the change that would occur if one of the top culturally influential cities in the country became gospel center. That's a dream that I can buy into. And by God's grace, it could happen. But it requires us to be on mission. It starts slowly, one person at a time, seeing that an individual that you know is not part of our tribe, our nation, and doing everything you can to proclaim the word to them in truth and love, and allowing the Holy Spirit to move. And as this tiny little church begins to grow in the gospel, that influence is going to grow as well. That's what every church is supposed to be. And this is what Jesus reminds us of. So there's a sermon. What do we do with it? I'm going to make it really simple on you today and kind of talk to two groups. One, are you part of our tribe? I mean, maybe you've been coming here a lot and you've been listening to the gospel over and over, and maybe it's beginning to make sense here, but it hasn't penetrated here. And If my prayers are being answered and the prayers of your pastors are being answered, then I guess it's possible that today something could be happening here. That head knowledge could be moving to heart, and you're feeling it and you're sensing it and you're becoming aware. Jesus says that there's some steps that we can take to help solidify that. They're not necessary, it's just a change of heart. We can't really see that occur. We see the fruit of it. There's no magical prayer. There's no like, oh, well, you have to do this many things. It's just that moment of regeneration. But oftentimes I think we need help getting there, and that's what the church is for. If you're sensing that, or you're wanting to know more, I would encourage you, we're about to take communion, don't come up and just fake a religious act thinking that you're going to obtain some kind of grace or mercy. Instead, a better response would be, man, I want to know what's going on here. Because I'm feeling something. And when we do that, we're supposed to respond. So here's how I would challenge you to respond. If that's you, as the band comes up and we begin to sing again, instead of doing something that's just not going to do anything for you, take a step. Pray for courage. And that can be done in two ways. If you're shy and you just don't feel comfortable, kind of walking and meeting somebody you don't know, you can turn to the person next to you and say, hey, are you a Christ follower? And if they say yes, then ask if they'll take you outside or upstairs or just have a conversation. If they're not, then turn the other way. There might be another one. Or you could choose, Pastor Matt will be standing right over there, and you can say, man, I want to talk to a pastor. And once again, as people are up and participating in communion, you can go and talk to Pastor Matt. For those of you who are here and you say, I've known Jesus for a while, or I follow him, the message is for you as well. Is your life biblical? Is it Christ-centered? Is it gospel-focused? Are you on mission? I mean, to break those questions down for you would take a whole other sermon. But I'm hoping that, once again, the Holy Spirit has moved. Which one of those, or it's all of them. So you need to refocus your energies. Do you really have a heart for the nations? Do you really desire to speak truth in love? When people look at your life, do they see the gospel in it? What needs to change? Now, we can tell you this, I can't change you. I'm still working on figuring myself out. But Jesus can. So every week we participate in communion and we use it as an opportunity here to respond. Why? Because we responded before the cross. So I challenge you to think through it. Pray about it. I don't know what you need to do. I don't know what you brought in here with you. If you need to talk to someone, I'll be up here. Pastor Matt will be there. You can come kneel if you need to and pray. You can go somewhere with someone else and pray. You can do whatever. Don't leave here the same. Don't leave here the same. I'm going to pray. God, thank you for your word. Lord, it's overwhelming that you love us.